Hello homeschool moms, I wanted to hop on here really quickly and talk with you a little bit. I know a lot of you are wrapping up your homeschool year, and I thought this would be a great time to share with you 4 things that I do at the end of each homeschool year that help get the new year off to a good start. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Janelle Knutson. I am a homeschooling mom to 7 children. My youngest is 2, but my oldest is 20, and I'm getting ready to start my 15th year of homeschooling. For most of those years at the end of the school year, I have done these 4 things, and they really have helped to set the next school year kind of on a good track, gets things started on a good track. Now, there have been a few years that I haven't done 1 or 2 or 3 or all 4 of these things, and well, we had a little bit of a bumpy start to those school years. So from experience, I am sharing these things with you. They're in no particular order, and actually these are things that you probably would do all of these 4 things kind of at the same time. Number 1, evaluate. You need to look back and evaluate your past school year that you just had. This is so important. This is something that I do actually throughout the year. I'm constantly thinking and evaluating how our school year is going, changes that I need to make. But at the end of the school year, I really like to take some time to think back over how the school year went. What things worked for us? What successes did we have? What struggles did we have? What didn't work? Was there a schedule or routine or rhythm for the day that worked or didn't work? What curriculum worked? What method of education did or didn't work? What struggles did my child have? What successes did they have? What issues did I face and struggles did I face as a homeschool mom? Was it a challenge to get my house clean or to get meals on the table? Looking back, were things just really disorganized? Did a certain planner work or not work for us? I mean, all of these things, it's good to think about and evaluate. You want to do this for 2 reasons. One, if something isn't working, if you had some frustrations and discouragements, you don't want to repeat that in the coming school year. You want to recognize those and then think about and pray about in the summer before you start school about what changes you could make. Seek the counsel of other people, get other input, watch videos like this one, and just get some feedback from other people about changes that you can make, things that you could do differently in your schedule or routine, though your expectations for this school year. Maybe they were too high, maybe they weren't high enough. So think back and evaluate the past school year. Another reason you want to evaluate the past school year is because if there were things that were working really well for you and that you found were, that worked well, that you had success with, more than likely those are going to be things that you want to carry on and continue doing in the new school year. If you had a curriculum that was really working well and all the kids loved, stick with it in the new school year. Now, there is kind of one thing that you need to think about. Just because something works well for you in one season of homeschooling doesn't mean that it's going to work well for you in another season of homeschooling. So when you're evaluating the past school year, also think about and evaluate what your coming school year is going to look like. If there are things in the coming year that are going to be different from the past year, maybe you have a relative that's sick that's going to be moving in with you or that you have to care for. Maybe you're going to be having a new baby. Maybe you've discovered that your child has some health issues that you're going to have to address in the coming school year. You're going to have a lot of doctor's appointments. You're going to be moving. Any of those things, if you realize that there's going to be some big things that are going to be different, then evaluate whether or not those things that worked in this last school year are going to be able to work in the new school year. If you were doing something that you and your kids loved in this past school year, maybe you were doing tons of hands-on unit studies and science experiments. I mean, you were just having so much fun learning together with your kids, but you have a new baby coming. You might have loved it, your kids might have loved it, might have worked well for you this last year, but it may not work well for you next year with a new baby. You might be too tired and too overwhelmed. You might want to find a different curriculum to use just for next year and go back to what you love and what worked well this past year, maybe in a couple years when the baby's a little bit older and easier to manage. So again, evaluate at the end of the school year, evaluate the past year, what worked, what didn't work, but also think about the coming school year as well. Number 2, encouragement. At the end of the homeschool year, we need to find encouragement. I don't know about you, but for me, at the end of each homeschool year, I'm burnt out. I'm ready to be done. And if I stay in that mindset, I'm going to be burnt out and ready to be done at the beginning of the next school year. I need encouragement. One of the best places that I have found to find encouragement at the end of the school year is at homeschool conventions. There is just something about going to a homeschool convention, being around a whole bunch of other homeschool moms, hearing speakers that are bringing encouragement, practical tips. Homeschool conventions are not only a good place to get encouragement, but to bring all of that evaluation that you did of the past school year, those things, those struggles that you were having, to bring those kind of things to the homeschool convention with you in your mind, bring them with you and think, okay, we had this struggle. Is there a workshop? Is there a speaker I could go see that might be able to help me find a solution to this struggle that we were having? So it's really important for us to find encouragement. Now, if you can't get to a homeschool convention, a lot of homeschool conventions, especially state homeschool conventions that are put on by a state homeschool organization, a lot of them have CDs or MP3s that you can download of the convention. And so if you can't make it to the convention, you can download those workshops that you think would be an encouragement and blessing to you and practical tips that you need. You can download those and listen to them. Also, there are some online homeschool type conventions as well, and I will link some of those down below for you. But it's really important that we find encouragement, because we do get burnt out, we do get discouraged. We certainly don't want to start the next homeschool year burnt out and discouraged. Even for me, I get burnt out and discouraged too, and I love going to homeschool conventions because, one, I do get to go here, sneak in on some other sessions and listen to other speakers and be encouraged. But even when I'm speaking to you guys at homeschool conventions, let me tell you, that is an encouragement to me, because I'm sharing things with you that I know, but I don't always apply, and I don't always embrace, and I don't always live out. And so it's almost like I'm preaching or speaking to myself and encouraging myself when I'm sharing at the homeschool conventions. Another place you can find encouragement is just in your local homeschool community, from other homeschool moms that you might be around, in your city that you are involved with, in a co-op or some other kind of support group. And obviously look for encouragement online, like here on YouTube, on my channel, other YouTube channels, Facebook groups, things like that. If you can't get to a homeschool convention, it's just really important that we be encouraged as homeschool moms, because it is tough. We do pour a lot of time, a lot of energy into it, and we need to be encouraged. We need to be filled up so that the next homeschool year, we are full to the brim and excited and ready for the new homeschool year. If we're starting off, and I'm speaking from experience here, moms, if we are starting off the new homeschool year discouraged, it's just not going to go very well. And so I just encourage you to get encouragement. At the end of each homeschool year, I look for encouragement from my fellow homeschool moms, from homeschool conventions, wherever I can find it. I need to be encouraged. I need to be built up so that I can have a good start to the next homeschool year. Number 3, wrap up. At the end of each homeschool year, wrap up that homeschool year. There's a tendency, at least for me, at the end of the homeschool year, when we have finished our last day of school, to sit back and go, we are done. I don't have to think about this. Yeah, there's tests to grade. Yeah, there's some paperwork that needs to be done. Oh, if I have older kids, yes, there's some grades that need to be given and transcripts that need to be filled out. Yeah, we need to sort through things and get rid of things and sort through curriculum, but I'll get to that. Well, let me tell you when I get to it. If I don't wrap things up at the end of that homeschool year, I get to it at the beginning of the next homeschool year when I'm trying to get organized and get my curriculum all set up for the next homeschool year. And then I'm overwhelmed because not only do I have to get things ready for the new homeschool year, I realize, oh, I had all this stuff from the last homeschool year. I've got shelves full of curriculum from last year that I never cleared out. And now I have to sort through things. What am I going to keep? What am I going to get rid of? All when I should be focusing on the new homeschool year and getting things ready for the new homeschool year. So again, I'm talking from experience, but I encourage you at the end of each homeschool year to wrap up that year. When you're done with school with the kids, I know you want to be done. Believe me, I know you just want to be done, but take a few days or a week and just really wrap up that homeschool year. Grade the papers, do the report cards or the transcripts if you need to do that. Sort through your students' binders and their work. File the things that you need to keep or that you want to keep. Throw out the things that you don't want to. Clear out your bookshelves. Throw out supplies, markers that don't work anymore, crayons that are broken. Throw out supplies that you're not going to use next year. Sort through your curriculum and put it in piles. I did a video about this, so I'll link that for you down below, but sort through your curriculum, put it in piles of things that you want to keep and store, things that you're going to be using next year again, things that you want to either pass on or sell. Sort through that, get things all wrapped up so that you can enjoy your summer or any amount of time that you're taking. If you homeschool year round, you can just enjoy that extra week or whatever break that you take before you start things up. But so that you can enjoy that time, and that when the new homeschool year starts, you can just focus on the new homeschool year and not be overwhelmed with the past homeschool year that you wish you were already done with. So, at the end of the homeschool year, take time to wrap things up. Number 4 is pray. At the end of each homeschool year, I think it is really important that we take time to pray. I think we need to look back over the year and thank God for all that He has done in our past homeschool year, giving Him the glory for all the successes that we have had. Even if it was a difficult year, give Him the glory for the fact that you ended this school year. You might not have gotten all the curriculum done, but praise Him for just being done and surviving. But take time to pray and thank God for the blessings of the year, for the things that you did accomplish. I think it's so important for us to look back, not only, like I said, number 1, to evaluate our homeschool year, but to look back and thank God for the things that He has done. Because honestly, any successes that we've had in our homeschool are because of the Lord. It is His doing. All blessings come from Him. So take time to pray and thank God for the past homeschool year. And then take some time to pray for the up and coming homeschool year. Pray that He would give you wisdom on curriculum to purchase, on a schedule, on how to organize. Just ask for His wisdom for the upcoming homeschool year. So it's really important, I think. One of the most important things that we can do is to pray, to make sure that we are including God in this huge task of educating our kids at home, because we really could not do it successfully apart from Him. And you know what? The amazing thing is that He is an awesome God. He loves us so much. He's going to help us, whether we thank Him and pray and ask Him for help. But you know what? He deserves our thanks and our praise. And boy, I think He's going to really bless us even more, be able to help us more. We're going to depend on Him more if we take the time to pray for the up and coming school year. So, at the end of each school year, again, I encourage you, evaluate, get encouragement, wrap things up, and pray. These are 4 things that I do at the end of each homeschool year that really help get the next homeschool year off on a good foot. I'd love to hear what you do at the end of each homeschool year and things that you do to get your new homeschool year off on a good start. Leave those in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you'll be notified of new videos in the future, and I will see you again really soon in another video. Bye-bye.